I spent over 100 hours perfecting OpenClaw, so you don't have to. Most people think you can only have one OpenClaw, one agent per computer. That is wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up 2 or more agents per computer, so you can 10x the productivity and the use cases you get from just one machine. Right now, I have 4 different OpenClaws or agents running across 3 different machines. They are all running ChatGPT 5.4, which we'll speak about a little bit later, because there is a way that you can set it up right now without OpenClaw officially supporting it yet, so stay tuned for that. One of these OpenClaws, Gary, runs my $1,792 per month SaaS while I sleep. And I can't even code. Here's the 5-file setup that makes ChatGPT 5.4 actually work with OpenClaw right now. We'll get to that later. But for now, let me show you what I'm actually talking about. I have 4 AI agents. They run 24/7 across 3 machines, and each one has exactly one job. Aria lives on my MacBook Pro. Her job is analytics for this YouTube channel, for my newsletter, and also for my podcast. Clarity lives on Mac Mini number 1. She handles all my Threads content and personal life admin. And then on Mac Mini number 2, I've got 2 agents. Sammy monitors school notifications and triages them. And then Gary, as I mentioned, Gary's entire job is growing Threadify's paying user base. Threadify is my SaaS. So that is 4 agents, 3 machines, 100 plus hours over 5 weeks to get here. And I want to be upfront. Most of that time was just being confused as fuck because nobody shows you what this actually looks like. And that is the thing that unlocked everything for me, because once I saw what an OpenClaw looks like as files and folders on my computer, multi-agent went from feeling out of reach and impossible to pretty obvious. Nobody shows you what an OpenClaw actually looks like on your computer. Here it is. This is what one looks like right now. Right here, it's a folder called .openclaw in your home directory. Inside, you've got your config file, which is openclaw.json. That's the file. Everything lives in there. Then you've got folders for agents, credentials, cron jobs, which are schedules, logs, memory. It's a SQL-lite database. And then the workspace. The workspace is where your agent actually does its work. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's just folders and files. Even Dave Morin, the guy who co-founded the OpenClaw Foundation, and obviously Peter Steinberger, the creator of OpenClaw, will be running that as well. But Dave, he runs his agents on multiple Mac Minis. He talked about it on This Week in Startups, the podcast, and he said, use a Mac Mini. I have several Mac Minis. This isn't some weird edge case. This is how people actually run these things. Now, here is the part that changed everything for me. Adding a second OpenClaw agent on the same computer is not about installing OpenClaw twice. It's one gateway, 2 named agents, 2 workspace folders. That's it. Have a look at the screen. You open your openclaw.json, which is the file. You go to agents, then named, and you add Gary. You point him to his own workspace folder. Done. One gateway serves both agents. Sammy keeps his workspace, Gary gets his own, and then they share the same gateway, but they're completely independent. Gary, agent number 4, his entire job is growing Threadify. That's my Threads automation tool. If you're building on Threads and you want to skip the part where you spend 100 hours figuring this shit out, Threadify automates the content side. You can start for free, no card required. Link is in the description below. So let's talk about ChatGPT 5.4. It dropped on March 6th, and I switched all 4 of my agents on the same day. Not because I'm that impulsive, but because the numbers are pretty crazy on this. Firstly, input price per million tokens, $2.50 for ChatGPT 5.4 versus $5 for Claude Opus 4.6. So ChatGPT 5.4 is literally half the cost for putting in tokens. But independent benchmarks have shown that it uses about half as many tokens overall, and the coding, in their words, not mine, essentially flawless. It's the best model that's actually worth using. This stuff is all well and good, but how is it actually useful? I've had all 4 of my agents run for hours on a single prompt without losing context. And for agents like Gary who run autonomously, that means longer, uninterrupted work sessions, no more losing the plot halfway through a task. ChatGPT 5.4 called me a good cunt. And that's when I knew this model was different. This is one of the first conversations I had with GPT 5.4. It called me a good cunt. If you're not from Australia, it's good to know some context. This is a term of endearment. We've got terrible potty mouths. And honestly, this made me laugh. I did configure my agent to have some flair in its personality, and the fact that it just called me a good cunt is one of the coolest things that's happened all week. And yes, that is when I knew this model is actually different. It's not just those cool benchmarks. It feels big. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, it genuinely understands context in a way that 5.3 Codex didn't really quite get. And then 5.2 just felt so stale and slow. Okay, the part that you're going to want to bookmark, this is 5 files, and that's all you need to change to switch your OpenClaw to GPT 5.4. File 1. This is openclaw.json. This is your main config. You set the primary model to OpenAI-codex/GPT-5-4. Then you set the context tokens to 1,000,000, and you set the sub-agent model to the same thing. File 2 is model policy.json in your cron folder. This tells your scheduled tasks which model to use. It's the same model string as file 1. File 3, your Telegram workflows index.js. If you're using Telegram for agent communication, which I am, or for agents talk to me through Telegram, you update the model defaults there. File 4, this one is a bit different. GPT 5.4 is so new that it's not in the OpenClaw runtime allow list yet, so you need to patch that runtime. You go into the OpenClaw dist folder and add GPT-5-4 to the OpenAI-codex model list. File 5, codexconfig.toml. Model equals GPT-5-4. Context window equals 1,000,000. Compact at 950K. If you want the prompt that does all 5 of those things, just check it out in the description below. And that's it. 5 files, and you can verify it all works with 3 commands: config, validate, models, status, and a quick test message. If the agent replies okay, or just responds, you're live. Now, I realized something about why I'm actually good at building agents, and it has nothing to do with code. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind because people keep asking me how I run 4 agents when I cannot code. And I had this moment the other day, recording a voice memo, when this all clicked. I'm really good at pattern recognition, and that's why I'm good at creating SOPs, which in turn is why I'm good at creating agents. That's the pipeline. The pattern recognition leads to SOPs. SOPs lead to agent instructions. Agent instructions lead to autonomous systems. You don't need to code, is what I'm saying here. You just need to see patterns and then give those patterns to the AI. There is this rule I heard someone talk about. Before any agent process launches, write a mission statement and store it next to your code. And that's exactly what I do. Aria's mission is analytics. Clarity's mission is threads content. Sammy's mission is school monitoring. Gary's mission is Threadify growth. Mission clarity equals agent reliability is the point. And honestly, 4 agents exist because tinkering is my ultimate form of expression. My partner Yazzie asked me the other day, what keeps you stimulated? And the answer is this: building these systems, watching them work, fixing them when they break. And yeah, they break a lot. I'm sitting there at midnight going, do I fucking pay you to ignore me? Because the agent just completely disregards its own rules sometimes. But that is the thing. It's that frustration, right? The tinkering, the building. It's something I wouldn't trade for anything else. Question for you: how many agents are you running right now? Seriously, drop your setup in the comments below. I want to know. And if you're like one of the viewers from last week who commented saying that they can't get their second agent to actually activate, this video is literally for you. Check out the description. The answer is just named agents plus a separate workspace. That is the trick. If you want to automate your threads content the way that Gary Growth automates Threadify growth, Threadify.app is free. You don't need a card. Link is in the description. We've got 735 viral posts with over 1,000 likes. You can literally just click this one button and repurpose it in your voice because Threadify just knows your voice. Glenn, one of our users, said the other day, it's like all of the tools I already add to one bundle and working better. You don't need ChatGPT. You don't need Notes. You don't need Notion. You don't need some scheduler. Just use this. It's the all-in-one. Subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. It's 3 videos a week. There are real numbers. There's real building. No fluff, no bullshit. This is just the numbers in real time. And if you want to see how I actually set up these 4 agents from scratch, watch this video next. Don't be a dropkick. Subscribe. See you next time.